What's good? What's good? So my webcam is, I think it's dead, which is bittersweet. I mean, it was given to me by an ex like 3 years ago, and it's a GoPro knockoff. So, I got a lot out of it, on top of the fact that my laptop, which is also going out on me, is a $200, refurbished laptop I bought 5 years ago. So I've gotten a lot of mileage out of these pieces of equipment, and I'm very thankful. And this rambling gives you time to read the meme on the screen because I'm able to share screen and then use the webcam on my crappy laptop, but it's like really bad webcam. So we're just going to leave the meme up because it is relevant. There has been a cosmic theme around some controversy in my life, but in the collective as a whole. And I'm going to use the word grape, like the fruit grape, but in the conversation, you will quickly realize I am mean a different word. And the context should be clear based on the meme. I posted this, and a friend of mine got a little upset, equating this to a grape joke. And if you've been watching my other videos, you know that people often get offended at the things I post. And I'm trying to stop the rise in indignation and begin a conversation with people. I do post provocative things because normal things do not get attention. And these are conversations that need to happen. I also performed some stand-up comedy on Wednesday night, and I've been doing it a few times. I've done it a few times, and you can look on my channel. You can watch my set, which has some grape parallels in the content, but it's necessary to make the point, I believe. However, on the most recent Wednesday night, another gentleman made a flat out grape joke. Like in my set, go watch it. You'll get it. Never do I use that word. However, in this other gentleman's set, he just comes out and says it. And this is actually the second time I've seen him perform this joke. And I'm not a great comedian, but I just feel like it is a bad joke. Like it's just, there's no potential. And I should have told him that the first night. As a matter of fact, the first night I saw him perform it was the first night I personally had performed stand-up comedy. And I got to go after him. So I was able to insert into my set. And if you watch my set, you'll understand how it fits in the middle of my set. And so I was like, and so I'm going to make sure to stay away from that guy, because he made a joke about graping men at a silent retreat because he thinks he could get away with it and they might like it. Yeah, I'm not kidding. So I was, uncomfortable. And so when my friend was uncomfortable by me making this post, I was like, let's try to have some conversation, because after that gentleman made his joke, another comic, a female comic, came up and was like, I'm just not going to use any of my jokes, and I'm just going to talk about grape for 5 minutes. And she made it very uncomfortable on purpose. And I'm just so torn on the whole thing, which leads to this conversation that I want to read with this individual. So the individual got offended, and I was like, let's just have a conversation. So I sent them a message saying, not sure if this is still your phone number, but if this is blank, I would love to discuss further with you your issues with my post. This is Andrew, obviously. I am growing weary of social media outrage that presents before an attempt to make contact. I am open and wanting to have conversations with people, but this cultural climate is not conducive to such endeavors. If you are interested, I am here. They replied, hey, yeah, it's blank. I wonder a bit about your assumption that I have an issue or that my question is outrage. I am not there yet, but honestly needed to know if your post was an attempt at a grape joke. It's the post you're looking at right now. You're right about the cultural and climate of social media, dissenting opinions, cultural and social warfare, etc., not being conducive to open conversations, which is exactly why I wonder the intent of your post. You want attention on the subject, but what you present is not an invitation for a healthy, open discussion. It's baiting people like me who believe that absolutely never, ever is it appropriate to make grape jokes or to equate just about anything with the horror of rape. So, why do you post it? And really, seriously, with all my good intention, I want to hear, what does it mean to you? I am curious on a human to human level in knowing the answer. I really don't get it, the thing you posted. My response: this particular conversation has a lot of synchronicity embedded within it. I want to share with you now. I have recently been doing stand-up comedy, and on Wednesday night, we had a grape joke controversy, and I've been thinking about it intensely since it has occurred, and have even been in conversation with the MC and other comics around the issue because it is complex. I use an expression to allow for nuance and context when discussing deeply metaphysical ideas, like the idea of freedom of speech. I tell myself and others to avoid absolutes. That being said, I do not think grape jokes are 100% off limits. Freedom of speech and the playing with boundaries that stand-up comedy allows for is essential for a free and democratic society to hold individuals, institutions, and ideas accountable to the collective. I also make YouTube videos, and if you'd like to have a face-to-face, well, Zoom conversation to discuss this specific case further for my audience, I would love to do so. I think this is a cultural conversation that a lot of people would benefit from listening to. Thank you for responding. So their response: can you tell me in what situations a grape joke might be appropriate or okay, in your opinion? For clarity, are you suggesting that allowing space for grape jokes is essential to upholding freedom of speech and a free and democratic society? I want to be sure I'm understanding what you're saying. I responded, would you be open to having a moderated conversation online via Zoom on the subject? The MC that runs the open mic I referenced is a therapist, and I think they could be a good moderator. This will be a recorded conversation, and I will publish it to all of my 211 subscribers. Shout out, y'all. Thank you so much. Their response: I must be coming across in a way that leaves you feeling uncomfortable if you suggest we need a moderator before we even get started in this discussion. I'm not comfortable with swiftly going from not being able to ask you a clarifying question on social media straight into having a recorded and published conversation on the internet. I'm just a person asking questions and trying to learn, but I'm hesitant about being vulnerable with my questions and thoughts publicly when you and I aren't able to talk openly and answer each other's questions when it's just you and me chatting. Do you see where I'm coming from? This feels a little bit like I wasn't allowed to ask you something online publicly, but before you even answer my questions, you want me to be on your show. You must know that the people you have on your show need to have some basic level of trust in what the experience is going to be like. And at this point, you've given me no reason to believe that this is a safe and comfortable endeavor for me to be a part of. This is very important because I've made in my recent videos comments about the fact it is difficult to get people to say things on the record. I would think that a public conversation would be more powerful because you are putting your money where your mouth is. Okay, back to reading. I'm sorry. I responded, I see where you are coming from. Now I will try to describe to you where I'm coming from. I have been canceled. I have lost a lot of friends, family, and community as a result of people taking things out of context, people being brainwashed, people listening to sound bites, people having closed minds. People have treated me absolutely atrociously over the last few years. And I am to the point where I want people to put their money where their mouth is and have real conversations with me, opposed to trying to make a point or win an argument. I request the moderator because I have had some very bad experiences, but also feel this effort to return civil discourse to society is my duty, a purpose that comes with blessings and burdens. I also wanted him to moderate because it might help our stand-up comedy community find some resolution. I am hesitant to type out any answer at this because I am afraid. I am afraid of the direction our country is heading. I am afraid of the rampant censorship and tyranny taking over our country. I am scared of people I used to love and trust. That is why I request such a format. Almost done. Their response, which I feel like just the whole tone shifted when we pushed through, was, thank you for sharing your position and experience with me. I can understand and feel your fear. You're right about the lack of civil discourse, the need to be intentional about how we have safe conversations around polarized opinions. And I certainly feel the fear of where the country is heading to. I applaud you for continuing to seek ways to have tough conversations that are safe for all participants. I'm not in a, that doesn't matter. Ultimately, we're not going to do a Zoom chat, but I thank you for, staying with me to find some common ground. And we, but that's the gist of it. We don't need more details. Maybe in the future they will have a conversation, but I feel like we're at a good place now. And I'm very glad that we pushed through. I'm very glad that if you've listened this far, I'm very grateful. Because like, this is what I deal with so much, is like people like just going nuts after me, but it's like, we need to like talk for 10 to 15 minutes. Text is not a good option for deep conversations. And so if you've watched my videos and you know why, like, I call myself a crazy person, it's because I have so much love and passion, but also like chaos and obstacles and burdens, like my webcam and my cheap laptop, and this fucking meme. This meme, I want to talk about it because I don't want to say too much because I want to have a conversation with them, but mandatory vaccines involve penetrating my body and then injecting a foreign substance into it. So if there's anything that is close to grape, I think that's it. Yeah. Think about that. Thank you. Much love as always.